بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Originally my plan was we will go into more details, but we'll make it short inshallah, and as far as remembering it will be something that you may start worrying about from now on, then I don't know if I will remember all of this information. So this is why I really would like to make it easy on everyone, and by telling you don't worry too much about it. Everyone will be doing this similar type of things. There's only some things that we will have to keep in mind, that is so that we won't make a mistake. And for those things, inshallah, as we are together, we will be helping each other with it, inshallah. So inshallah, everything should be smooth and easy. As we are getting ready to leave, first thing, we should realize that we are going to perform a great ibadah. And it's a type of ibadah for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam promise total forgiveness from all sins. Al-Hajj al-Mabrur laysa lahu jaza'un illa al-Jannah. This is the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that the Hajj that is performed in a proper way, full of reward. Mabrur, bir, means reward. A Hajj that is full of reward has no reward except Jannah. Which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam are guaranteeing Jannah for a Hajj that was done properly. And this tells us how important it is for us to make sure that the Hajj is done properly, that is full of reward, where you perform the Hajj and you perform it in a way that is full of reward. Avoid all kind of sins, all kind of wrongdoings in Hajj. Let me tell you one thing with experience that we have from going for Hajj, and that is the number of people that make mistakes in Hajj regarding the orders and the ahkam of Hajj, of how to do things and how not to do them. They are very few in number comparing to those who lose their Hajj because of their behaviors or because of their dealings. I will tell you this. Believe me, I have seen large number of people making this mistake and not even worrying about it. And then when they make the other mistake of where they will have to pay a dam or something, they really panic. Oh, I have to pay a dam. Whereas that mistake is much less than the other mistakes people normally make, because at least when you pay the dam, $120, you made up for it. The other one, there is no way, it's gone. Once it's done, it's gone. This Hajj is not mabrur anymore. Which simply means, say for example, a person was doing tawaf. During tawaf, he missed some of the sunnahs of tawaf. Are we going to say this person's Hajj is not mabrur? No, he made a mistake in the ahkam of the Hajj. He may make a major mistake. He did not do the Rami when he was supposed to do it. He missed the Rami on that day. We will tell him you have to pay a dam for it. Is this Hajj is out of the category of mabrur? No. He made a mistake. Sharia told us how to make up for it. But this person got into fight. Let him pay 100 dam. No way. That's it. All of your trip from here to there, coming back, and all the struggle and everything is gone. So this is what we have to keep in mind. Mostly the mistake that people make, much larger than the ones who will make mistake in the ahkam of Hajj, the larger mistake people make is in these type of things. This is why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about Hajj in Quran al-Kareem, He did not tell us all the details of the rulings of the Hajj, but He mentioned فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجِّ. Hajj is in certain months. Whoever makes that Hajj farad, which means he takes it upon himself to do it, فَلَا رَفَثْ وَلَا فُسُوقٍ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. He mentioned three things. He said, make sure you don't do these three things. What do these things mean? Rafas, fusuq, and jidal. Rafas means talking about intimate relationship. About to be more open so that we know the ruling exactly. Any of type of sexual relationship. Any of that type of talk or relationship, it's rafas. With any of those things, the Hajj is out of the category of mabrur. This Hajj is not mabrur. The second thing is fusuq. And inshallah, as we will go along, we will talk more about these things. There are more details to it. But fusuq means a person talking about any of the evils. Oh, did you watch that movie? And you would see people sitting in Mina, this is all they're doing. Because they don't know what else to do. So, this is fusuq, talking about sins. Oh, you know that family? Oh, in our back home, there are people that come to masjid, but they are evil people. Subhanallah. He's sitting in Mina. He's sitting by the Kaaba. So this is all fusuq. Talking about sins, about evils. And number three, jidal. Arguing, fighting, disagreements. This is jidal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned these three things in the ayah. Why? You would notice it as you would go, you would see why. Really. No matter how much I would explain at this time, you may not be able to understand what I'm saying until when we go over there and we see that how much people are busy in one of these three things. So, in order for us to really make good use of all of our time and effort, and I don't say money because it's nothing comparing to the ibadah that we are performing, regardless of what we spend. So, in order to make a good use of this time that we are putting it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to make sure that these three things are taken care of properly. Because once these three things are such, once it's done, it's done. Nothing that you can do to make up for it because you can't reverse it. Other things, for example, in Salah, there are certain things, someone ate something in Salah. Is eating a major thing? Normally, normal situation when you eat is not a major sin to eat. It's not even a sin. You ate halal food. But in Salah, if you eat, Salah is gone. Now you do like this, so do it 10 times. It's not going to make up for it. But you didn't eat. You did some other mistake, whereas you didn't perform Surah Al-Fatiha. If you told someone that you didn't recite Surah Al-Fatiha in Salah, you will say, SubhanAllah, you did Salah without Surah Al-Fatiha. How can you do it? And he will recite 100 ahadith to you. But if you missed it, there is sajda sahwi over there. If you talked, if you ate, there is no sajda sahwi that can make up for it. So there are certain things, after doing them, you cannot reverse it. And these are the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here. They are the things that we really have to take care of the most. That's number one. And the reason I mention this is not so that I would remind you of how to behave later on, or, well, that's not my way at all. My main thing of mentioning it here is because as we go for Hajj, and it's the ibadah where all the sins get forgiven, except for the rights of people. These are the rights of people. So what we need to do is before we leave, we should try to make sure that if there are people where we had differences with, we had some harsh way of dealing with, we should try to contact those people and ask them to forgive us. Because once this side is taken care of, the other side is promised will be taken care of by performing the Hajj. But that will be the other side. This side, no. It has to be only through people who we had that type of dealing with. So, huquq al-ibad. Before we leave, we should try to make sure that we get these type of rights of people forgiven. so you don't get into